I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Hello, everybody. This is Goldfinger for the Goldfinger Minute. Today I have with me James, and James came to the Philippines. When did you come, James?
April 2022.
Okay. And I came in January 2022. How do you like it so far?
More and more every day.
You plan on going back?
No.
Yeah,
Was that a quick no?
it was what I expected also.
Yeah.
Let's go a little bit in your past. What did you do in the past?
Well, I did several things, but originally I'm retired from the TV and film industry in Burbank, California. Worked for NBC TV for about 27 years or so.
What'd you do there?
I was a stage technician there.
Okay.
I worked just to frame it. I was in the era of the Tonight Show, Wheel of Fortune,
Oh, wow.
those shows. Yeah, so that's kind of like that. I started in the '80s and through the early 2000s, and then
Okay.
out. Then got into healthcare industry when I moved to Arizona and retired from there in June of 2022. 2 months after I got here.
Now, what age were you when you retired?
I retired at 62.
So you took it early.
I did.
Probably a good thing too, because I've done the numbers. Honestly, it doesn't really pay till in my case, it would have been 60, almost 67, 66 and 8 months. And I did the numbers and I go, this doesn't pay. But unfortunately, I got hurt. So what happened with me is I ended up getting disability, which gave me full retirement anyway. Luckily, I don't know if it was lucky or not, but that was at just before I turned 60. So I had planned on 62, but ended up getting full retirement at like 58, 59 from a major accident I was in. Well, not cool, but I'm okay now, so I'm happy.
Well, that's the main thing.
What made you come to the Philippines?
Well, first and foremost, my wife, we got married. We were talking on Facebook since 2019. We had a Facebook relationship from
So
2019.
you went on a dating site?
No, it was just Facebook, just friends
Was
on
she here? Was
Facebook.
she here in the Philippines?
Yes, she's here. She's been here her whole life, and so yeah, we met on Facebook as friends, and then we talked we ended up talking 2 3 times a day, and I got close to her two children, which are now our two children. You know how
Ah,
that is. So yeah, and then decided to come out, and initially I was coming out a little early because of the pandemic.
oh yeah.
So that kind of do I really want to go stay at a quarantine center or do I want to wait a little bit? So we ended up waited, and April 2022 was the magic date that,
Yeah,
God opened up
finally
that
opened
door
up.
for us. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I had tickets in 2020, March 25th of 2020.
Oh,
They closed it down, I think the 22nd. Lost my tickets. The company I got it through did not refund me and went bankrupt, so I lost my money.
ouch.
Yeah. And I had to wait another 2 years for them to open back up.
Oh,
So, I actually was on my way before, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But maybe it's meant to be. I ended up going to Mexico and I liked it.
Well, good.
What did you do during those two? Did you retire? Were you already retired in 2020? You retired?
Well, I actually didn't retire until 2022.
Oh, yeah.
I was still working a little bit when I came out here in April of 2022.
Okay.
And I mean, they threw the retirement party before I left in April,
Okay.
in the US. And then I got here in April and sort of had to do Zoom meetings and did a lot of things during that period.
Okay.
But officially retired in June, but really didn't finish with everything until the end of 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, you weren't already receiving a retirement money when you came here, or were
Let's
you?
see. I believe that I had just started, actually.
Okay.
I just started, yes. It was a little bit before I came here, not much because June is my birthday, so it was like, how it's like the month before your
Uh-huh.
birthday. Yeah, so
Yeah, what date? Mine's June 2nd.
June 28th.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are you still Gemini?
Cancer.
You're Cancer, okay. I know it changed. I don't remember exactly what
Right.
day it does, but it does. Anyway, so you came here, you retired. You met the lady that you had known from 2019
Correct.
on Facebook, and where were you living at the time? At that time?
In the U.S., you mean, or
No, here in the
here?
Philippines.
Well, in the province, in Negros Occidental, in a town near Cagayan.
Okay,
So we had actually already we had already bought property out here in
okay,
2021 with the intentions of building our home.
okay.
And despite all of the
Right.
don't do this and all that, yeah,
Everybody's different.
right. But I was excited about it, and it all worked out really well. So she was basically the general contractor in a sense, because you got to get scammed for the first two contractors, and then
Isn't that the truth?
you know what I mean. So, and I know a lot of expats are going through that. I've been through it.
Is your land in the province
Yes, it's in the province. Yes.
near Bacolod or
Yes, it's actually, well,
okay?
it's actually 2.5 hours
Oh,
from Bacolod.
Bacolod.
Um, so she built the house basically, and we went through a lot of contractors and subcontractors, but it got done, and it was a beautiful home. In fact, Geo had it on his channel
Oh,
because we were selling it, and we wanted to move to Bago, to Bago City,
oh,
a
okay.
little bit closer to Bacolod. So I wanted to be a little bit closer to like the major hospitals and the stores and things like that, because I found myself driving 2.5 hours from the province at least once a week.
Yeah, that's kind of gets to
Kind
be a
of
drag.
a long drive. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so so we sold the house and we built a new one out in Bago City.
Oh, okay. So you did sell it.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit, just real quick. What did you pay for the land? Do you remember?
Well, yeah, we paid 775K, I think, for the land. 775
In
in
pesos.
pesos, correct.
You guys are gonna have to figure that out. 775,000 pesos right now are about 55, 56 pesos to the dollar. Okay, so and then you built the house.
We built the house.
How much do you remember what it cost?
Well, from start to complete finish, it with the pool, we had built
Oh,
an infinity pool there, and
nice.
garden with bridges, the
And it
whole.
had a view.
No, actually, it didn't.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
no, it didn't. The infinity pool is actually a pool that had three infinity sides
Oh, wow.
that poured into a barbecue pit, like an entertainment, walk down pit.
Uh-huh.
So
So you had a waterfall.
we had a waterfall.
It
Yeah.
sounds really nice.
We were really, really blessed, and but I would say with land, all in all, we were into the house maybe, I've gotta say, between 4.5, 4.3, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Million pesos.
Correct.
Now, with the land.
With with the land, yes, yeah,
So total say 4.5.
correct.
And is it okay if I ask you what you sold it for?
We sacrificed it.
Why? Why? It's
Well, yeah, I know, my whole family was upset with me too.
why?
"Why did you do that?" You know Yeah.
You
It's
put
different.
your heart and soul in building this house.
Yes.
It was your first house with your oh, I assume you weren't married
Yeah,
yet.
we no, well, no. When it was finished, we were, though, by the time it was done.
After okay. So
Oh, I sold it for 1.9,
I
and it hasn't even been fully paid yet. We're still processing the title work,
I
on it. So, but the goal for me was, it's nice, yeah, you can say, "Hey, I have 2, 3 homes," whatever, but that doesn't really put food on your table, and it doesn't pay the bills. So
so the question is, why did you have to sacrifice? Why?
we didn't have to, but I did not want to have a rental home 2.5 hours away from where we
Boy,
live.
I wish I knew you. I'd have loved to have seen it and possibly I spent this is I live in a nice house, but I rent. Okay. I spent over 1,000,000 pesos fixing the rental up.
But you have a long-term lease probably.
I have a 15-year lease.
So basically, yeah,
So I'm secure,
yes,
but I don't own it. Now I'm hoping to be able to buy it, but there's no way I'm buying it for anything under 4 or 5 million.
right,
There's no way. So it'll have to be fair market value.
right.
Uh, and it's not going to be a steal.
Well, you're in Dumaguete.
Yeah, I know.
Property values are high here,
And they keep going up.
and they keep going up.
And the problem here, the rents keep going up. I've been here 2 years, 2.5, and rents have already damn near doubled.
How is availability here for foreigners, like, wanting like more of a Western type amenities in these homes.
If you want to come to Dumaguete and you want to live like you do in a city in the US, you're going to probably pay as much or more.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Okay, in costs,
Okay.
because you're going to have to deal with some of the things like loss of power, loss of internet, unless you have backup generators and you get satellite. Um, they're not going to have as nice a furniture.
Right.
Okay, it's going to be Philippine living, which is it's this. I still consider this a third world, though they say up and coming, and yeah, aspiring country. It's still not the U.S. Okay,
No, it's not.
so you have to deal with the food
Correct.
uh, and the type of furniture they have. They don't have a lot of choices.
Yes.
But if you're willing to live a little bit nicer than the typical province area, that's a doable and cheaper than the U.S. Okay, but not everything will be perfect. That's
Right.
life here in the Philippines.
Yes.
You get used to hearing "out of stock, sir,"
Yes. Not available. So out of stock, sir.
or well, and you ask them when it's coming. Oh, any day now. It's like mañana in
Yeah.
Mexico. Any
Right.
day.
Nobody knows.
Oh, so you gotta deal with life here, and if you have trouble dealing with little problems, this is not the place for you. Okay.
No, and yes, and I've seen a lot of your shows. I know because
Honestly, I love the
oh,
Philippines. I
absolutely.
love the Philippines. Okay. And I'll never go back to the US other than to visit my two sons. Okay. But uh, it is different. Now, I grew up camping, tenting.
As I did,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So, it's like, it's better than camping and tenting.
Yes, we're a few levels, a few notches above that.
But, it isn't perfect. And you have to expect that.
Well, the other really reason why I sacrificed the house also was because I really wanted to build a home in Bago. We're in the middle of a rice field.
You're in the middle of a what?
Of a rice field.
In the middle.
In the middle of it's our rice field. Of course, it's like a half hectare.
So you're growing rice.
Yes, we harvest. We have different. It's mainly rice, but my wife.
I'm a little surprised. You're from the city, right? What city were you in when you were doing
Well, I was born and raised in Los Angeles, in California.
uh-huh.
Moved to Arizona but yeah, but always in a city. But yeah, I'm a little surprised too.
Yeah, you're a farmer. You ever thought you'd be a farmer?
You know what, Goldfinger? I even got the straw hat and I took a photo op. I stood in the rice field
We
with the
need
shovel in
okay, I need
hands.
that photo so we can pin it.
And I'll send it to you. But I sacrificed it because I wanted a house there. It's peaceful. It's cooler weather there.
Definitely.
Again, I'm closer to the hospitals and our doctors and it's not like I go to the hospital all the time. I don't, but I'm getting older
Uh-huh.
and I'm preparing for just in case
Okay.
type stuff. So in order for us to build it, cash, because I don't want any loans or anything. So we had to sell the house in the province,
Uh-huh. There was
and
no land with it. You wanted to have some land to
I
produce.
wanted to have some land, and we had to build our own road, which cost actually more than the lands.
Okay.
But my wife found a really good deal,
Great.
and I'm going to tell you how much per square meter we paid for it.
Okay.
Okay, so we got 5,000 square meters, right, which is a half a
That's
hectare.
that sounds pretty big.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is in acres. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I think I want to say it's just under a half an acre or
Okay.
acre, I'm not sure. But so my wife got this property for 80 pesos a square meter,
That sounds
which
ridiculously
is
cheap.
ridiculous. Yeah, and so I had to look. We looked into it. We knew a lot of people. Everything's great. It went good. Sealed the deal.
Did it have power?
Oh yeah, powers were there, and a water well, which the Farmers Association supplies us free water.
Yeah.
Because we have because of the farm. So yeah, I mean, it worked out good, but we had to sacrifice something. We couldn't just keep stretching ourselves. So
Was the house already there or you built it?
no, we built it from scratch. We
Okay.
built the road first, did the house, and in order to do everything cash, we had on the province house, we had to kind of pick it apart. We had a generator. We had 52 solar panels on. I mean,
You roughed it.
I never knew we were going to leave that house, Goldfinger. I thought that's where I'm going to, die, right? I mean, that's why we put all these amenities there. I thought, okay, I want to be comfortable and brown house. Oh yeah, yeah. You know, at least 3 4 weeks. So the gen set took care of that. But so I said, well, I have an idea. Let's sell all these amenities off. Keep the house, sell the house, but don't sell it with the gen set, the solar panels, and a lot of other things that we had to remove and sell off in order to pay cash for the new house.
Oh, you had to remove and sell off.
Yeah, so that's what we did.
Hmm.
So
The new buyer wouldn't pay you for those
no,
amenities?
well, the new buyer wasn't even in the picture. No, but there was no buyer before I sold everything. I wanted
Oh,
to get everything sold off and just have the house itself, which is still a beautiful home.
right.
I wasn't going to get any more money for the house. To be
No?
honest with you. Yeah,
With the
no, very little. I would have gotten probably 10 cents on the put it
yeah,
in.
not worth
It's
it.
not worth it. So
No.
was worth it to sell them off and finish the new house.
All right. But you're
So
happy now.
very happy.
Well, that's all that counts in
Yes,
life,
yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, you're happy now. And you said your wife has two sons, which are now your sons.
A daughter and a son. Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, a daughter and a son,
Yeah,
two children.
correct.
And they work with you or is daughter
W
going
My son that you met today here,
right.
he just graduated, college. He's IT. He's doing his OJT,
Oh, very good.
so he'll be hopefully getting hired in, a few months. And our daughter is in year 2, going into year 3 in a private university in Manila area in accounting.
Okay.
So, yeah, so those are the, 2 children that, I call ours because
So you set them up as well. You're paying
correct.
for education, I assume.
Absolutely.
Okay, and you got them mode of transportation.
We did, yes.
Okay.
Although I sold my son's car, again, to help finish the new house.
Okay.
So,
Well,
but
yeah.
he's fine. I got him a scooter.
Got him a scooter. That's all he
Yeah,
needs.
he's all good.
Yeah,
So,
scooters are good. Okay, that's fun. And so you are and your wife, and I'm sorry, I don't know your wife's first name again.
Yami,
Yami?
Yami, Yummy.
Yami. And you and Yami work the field.
No, we
No,
have people that we
good
take care
people. Okay.
of. Yeah.
All right.
She does work the garden. She's got a
She,
huge
oh,
garden now.
all Filipinas
They all
work
do.
the garden. Okay. And she grows
She grows
some
camote, she
vegetables
grows
and
yeah.
yeah, and spices and stuff like that.
Absolutely, she does
Yeah,
all that.
that's what Carolyn, my fiance does, Carolyn. Now
Same,
you
same.
got married
Correct.
after you were here, and it was after the first house, but before the second house was finished, you said?
Correct. Yeah, actually, I got here in April 2022. We actually got married in May. So we got married the following month. So,
Okay, very nice. So now you've been married a couple years.
correct.
Yeah, very, very nice. And you've met the family.
Yes, all of them.
Okay. The family hasn't asked you for help?
No, well, yeah, some of them have it sometimes. Um,
You can't help but help family because
no,
they struggle.
I,
You see them struggle and you want to help. I understand. Okay.
we did. We set her dad, my tatay, up in a house in the province.
Uh-huh.
So
Nice.
yeah.
So her father's still alive.
Yes,
Her
he's
mother.
90 actually. Yeah,
Good for
yeah,
him.
yeah. No, her mother passed many years
Many
ago.
years ago. Okay.
We set our nephew up because he has 2 children. So again, in the same province. So they're all in that same province that we sold our house and moved from. So if it
Okay.
gives you any idea, also, it's kind of nice that we moved away from where all of the family.
Yeah, that's a very common thing. In fact, in my ebook that I put out, it tells people suggestions to move away from the family. Okay, it's nice to visit, but
Yes,
not have them coming over all the time
that is.
and
You are absolutely
interrupting your life a little bit.
right. You are
Okay,
right.
because family here are very close
Yes.
and they're very verbal and they're very take action. I'm like, especially about their daughter or their
Absolutely.
aunt or whatever it may be.
Yes.
Okay, so that's fine. And let's see. Now, moving forward, you had a YouTube channel or you started a YouTube channel when you were here. I think you had one and then you recreated it here.
Correct. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yes, we recreated into more of like a vlog. It was a podcast for our church, actually.
Okay.
And then I expanded it to podcast for doing live stuff on university campuses. It was
Okay.
called Campus Crush, and we'd interview the students. But then really it evolved into more of a vlog,
All right.
which is what we do now on the
And
YouTube.
they still do it.
We still do that.
And
Yes.
and you set that up just using a cell phone, or you set up a studio?
We had a podcast studio. I used the same
Oh,
all the equipment, but then I thought, wait a minute, I don't need all of this. This is too complicated. It's too.
tell me about it.
I mean, the education in that stuff. I was endlessly watching YouTube videos to learn how to work device by device and then integrate it. You know what I'm talking about. So I shrunk it all down to my iPhone 14 Pro Max
Mhm.
and a Rode lavalier mic and a little bit of lighting, not much, but so that's and it works out great.
Yeah.
It works good.
I have a bad habit myself. I say I'm gonna keep it simple, but that's not my style. I don't keep anything simple. It's there's always just with me, it's a right way or it's every other way. Okay. It's a very bad habit.
I saw your video with Paul. I was watching it. I couldn't help but laugh.
Paul knows me. Paul knows everybody. Paul gets you right away with the first
Yeah,
visit. He's a smart guy.
yeah.
So he's sharp and he's been around a while. And I love Paul. Paul's one of my best friends out here. In fact, I came out here because of Paul.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
We actually went to the same high school.
Oh wow.
Now, I'm not going to say we knew each other in high
Yeah.
school. I think we ran into each other, but we didn't know each other.
Okay.
But we went to the same high school. He was 1 year ahead of me. Okay. And then I ran into him again when he was at a car lot as a closer at Keys Motors.
Oh okay.
And I ran into him again. And then when I was watching back in 2017, 18, he started a channel and I came across and I go, I know this guy. And I said, are you the Paul that lived in in California and then moved to Las Vegas and went to Chatsworth High School? And he goes, yeah. And we got reacquainted. Around
Wow.
2019, we got reacquainted or 18. I'm not sure.
Oh,
And then Baby Me. Now, Baby, he's changed his channel quite a bit. He didn't even have 1,000 people when I contacted him and I subscribed. And Baby May was doing a cooking channel. Uh,
okay. Yeah.
and I used to send her money to because I was helping orphanages. I've always helped orphanages. I was helping them in Colombia, and Venezuela for children. And he had mentioned that he's going to orphanages. So I sent Baby May money to buy books and bags. And so what I did with her is I said, I'll send you money every month. Half the money you keep, put in your bank account, and the other half of the money, cook food and deliver food or use it for items for the orphanage. And so that's how we got reacquainted.
Wonderful.
Did that for years.
Wow.
But when they closed down, I went to Mexico. So that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we all have background, we all have lives, but we end up here and very happy here.
Yes. I'd have to agree. I watched Paul for a long time.
Right.
I
He's been around for half a
yeah.
dozen years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And before that, I used to watch Rick A. And Rick A has been around for like 14, 15 years.
Okay, yeah.
He was one of the first vloggers in the Philippines. So, okay. Now, let's move forward.
Mm-hmm.
So you're happy where you are. You're doing farming. Your kids are going to school and getting educated and stuff like that. Okay, that's good. What's the future for you?
The future is travel.
Okay.
However, not internationally. I'm not interested in traveling internationally. The last trip we took was a cruise. We took a Royal Caribbean cruise. We did like the Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand cruise that left from Singapore. We, I there's so many islands and beautiful places out here. I could spend the rest of our lives just doing that,
Traveling to different Asian.
traveling to
Uh,
different islands.
did you take your kids with you or just
Yes, we
yes.
did most of the time. Now it's a little more complicated for our daughter because her college is
Yeah,
getting
she's
more.
busy. She can't you got to work around that.
So we wait sometimes. She'll get a week or two off and stuff. But yeah, so that's really my original intent. Even when I talked to my wife before we were married, before I came out here, was she asked me the same thing. Well, what do you want to do out here? What are you going to do? I said, well, I'm going to retire. Well, but what do you want to do? She said. I said, I want sand between my toes.
Oh,
So that's all I want to do.
beach.
I just want to walk on the beach,
Beach on
walk
beach.
anywhere because I walk a lot. And I just, yeah, I'm not really interested in. We did a few businesses and things like that, but
You're coming up on your 3 years. Have you left since you've been here and restarted your, uh, visa?
no, no, I actually got the SRRV.
Okay, so you could come and go. Okay.
Yeah, I can come and go.
Okay,
Yeah,
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 because you're married now, so
yeah.
it's fine. It's easier. I have to leave. I haven't been married, so, I don't have an SRV. So my 3 years is coming up in January next year,
Okay.
and I'm planning on getting, having Carolyn get her passport, and we're gonna go to, Vietnam.
Oh, wonderful.
And then I heard we're gonna go to Ho Chi Minh City, and I heard there's a train. You take a train ride to Da Nang, where they have resorts on the beach.
Wow.
So I gotta work on that. I keep talking about
Yeah.
it, but I haven't.
You got to get those reservations, make those
I
plans,
have
and
to
make
get
that
the
happen.
visa approval from Vietnam, okay? Because Filipinos can go there and come and go without a visa. Americans can't. We have to be invited. Yeah, and it's a little. You pay a fee and you request it, and you give them a 6 month period of time that you'll be there or leaving, and then
You,
anyway. So I got to send
you
that. I
you
have to
plan
send.
on staying out there like
No, not
just
no, just for a week.
yeah, okay, just to
Yeah, but you give them a period of time, you're gonna be so I'll just say say, early December to end of January.
yeah,
I just really gonna be there for a week, though. They don't care how long well, they do care how long you stay, but you can come and go for, I'm not sure exactly what it is. I think it's 30 days and you need extension. I'm not positive, to be honest with you, but you still have to be invited. You have to get an invitation as an American,
okay,
but not Filipinos. But Filipinos do have to have a passport. So
right, yeah,
and Carolyn doesn't have her passport. So I have to get my invitation. She has to get her passport,
yeah,
and then we have to book everything. And you don't want to book unless you make sure that they
yeah,
accept.
absolutely, yeah,
Okay. Otherwise, a lot of times now with airlines, they don't refund unless you pay an exorbitant amount of money to either change the flight or guarantee
yeah,
if you make a change. They don't want to hear about it. It's basically pay this fee and you either go or you don't go. And if you miss your flight, you lost the money. That's the way flights are now. It didn't used to be like that, but that's the way they are now.
yeah. A lot has changed.
Yeah, I do not like flying. Okay, I don't like customs. I don't like.
I I used to enjoy it so much, Goldfinger. I used
Really?
to love flying until about
Oh,
6 months
nine
ago.
eleven, 9/11
No,
happened.
actually, I got kind of caught. In fact, I did a video on it on our channel. I got caught up in the. They used to be called the bullet scam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mine was more of a gunpowder scam. They tried to scam me and say that I
You
had.
know, I've heard, here in the Philippines.
Yeah,
I've heard about the bullet in the bag for the
uh,
gunpowder, and I thought that was just a rumor.
no, it's not. It
Wow.
happens, and so yeah. In fact, I did an interview with Geo about it too, and yeah, they.
And it happened to you.
Oh, it happened to me. Yeah,
What did they do?
my laptop computer bag they targeted and said, "Is that your bag?" I said, "Yeah." It's selected for random search. Okay, go ahead. I said, "There's no, open it up." Oh, no, no, we don't want to open it. They just swabbed it. They swabbed it and put their little swab thing in the machine, and made a bunch of faces like, "Oh, what's this guy?" But the long story short is luckily I was with my wife because my wife kind of knew what was going on, and
Uh,
they kind of saw her, and I'm like, I know what you guys are doing because there's no gunpowder on any of my bags. I don't even own a gun. Why would I have gunpowder on?
so they claimed there was gunpowder on the bag.
That's what they said. But they finally let us go. But they did not before they brought the dogs in, right?
What about the dogs?
The bomb sniffing dogs.
Oh,
PMP came
I
in.
didn't even know they had those here.
Yeah, which nothing. Look, hey, it's nothing against PMP or any of the government employees there because they use subcontractors at the airports.
Right.
To like TSA type.
Well, when I left the U.S., uh, they swabbed me and they put it in the machine and they said there's drugs, and so they searched me. They took off my shoes. They had to do a search, and they're going. They didn't find any drugs. I don't have any
Yeah,
drugs. Okay, I said medications, but I don't have drugs.
right.
Drugs, and uh, and then after finally they're chatting about it and everything else, and I said to the girl, I had broken my leg. Actually fractured, and I was in a cast. They made me take the cast off,
Oh my
which
God.
it wasn't a solid cast. It was like with Velcro cast,
Yeah.
and you puff it up with air. But I took that off. They checked that and everything else. They say we're finding drugs. No, and they checked everything and found and they X-rayed the boot and all that. And finally, I said to the girl that was wheeling me because they had an assistant to wheel me in a wheelchair, and I says, "Why?" She says, "Sometimes the machines are wrong." She says, "Sometimes the
Lot of
machines are
times.
just wrong." She says, "It just happens." So that was a good 30 minutes of,
Yeah.
you know, pain
Yeah.
in the X and like, am I going to be able to fly or not? You know, because they were deciding whether they're going to let me go or not to the come to the Philippines, and that was on the American side. So you never know.
Yeah. No, it happens yeah, it's not just here. I mean, I'm
But
sure.
I'm kind of used to it. I expect a problem in Vietnam because I do legally have one name.
Yeah.
It's on my passport.
Right.
There's just one name, and everybody questions it. The only thing is when you go there and they see there's stamps from other countries,
Mhm.
because I have about 16 different countries I've been to, then uh, they're okay with it because I've gotten into other countries. But the first time I used it in Mexico,
You had a problem.
everybody started coming over and looking at it and checking their computers and blah blah blah. And finally, I showed them my driver's license, and and it has one name, and I showed them a badge I had, which was actually given to me
Mm.
by a Metro police officer as friends and family.
Yeah.
Okay, and I showed them that I'm friends with. I just said friends with, but they thought it was my badge. It
Uh,
looks just like a badge,
right.
but they give it as a
As a
memento to friends and family.
family, yeah.
So
I've
you
seen
get a little better treatment when you get pulled over. You put it in your wallet. So they saw the badge. I couldn't speak Spanish. So they thought I think they assumed I was a marshal.
Oh.
Okay, you want to go out? Einstein's telling me to let him out. I'm going to pause it for a second. Wait a minute. Come here. Come on. Come up here and I'll let you out. Come on. Up. Say hello to everybody. Sorry.
Einstein?
Einstein's going, I want to go out. I want to see everybody. So I'm going to pause it for a minute. We'll get a cold drink and then we'll start again.
Okay. All right.
All right. Hi guys, we're back. And I'm back with James. I had to get Einstein out of here. He was getting he didn't want to he wanted mommy. He's mommy's dog.
Mm.
So you have a son back home, correct?
Correct.
And he's how old now?
He's 37.
What does he do?
He actually owns his own pool business.
Okay.
Yeah, so
He builds them,
he maintains them. Yeah,
maintains them.
he's got his
He's
routes
got routes, he
things like
maintains
that.
them. Okay. And uh were you ever married before
Yes, I was
and divorced
and divorced
in the States?
in the States.
Okay.
Correct.
So this is your second marriage.
My fourth marriage,
Oh my God.
but my last marriage.
You don't have a track history. I didn't.
Yeah. Well,
Fourth one, huh? Well, hopefully this one stays forever. I wish you the best. Okay, now your channel. We touched upon it for a moment. Let's talk about it for a little more. What is the name of your channel?
the boss upstairs.
I like that name, Boss Upstairs.
Boss upstairs. I tried to pick, yeah, and it's in
It's
tribute to God, of
of
course. Of
course
course,
that's what we call the Boss Upstairs.
exactly. So I figured most people can relate to the name at least, and
Yeah,
so, yeah,
yeah.
and
No, it's a good name.
it's about helping expats, foreigners,
Uh huh.
whether they're visiting or making a move here, things like that. But there's just like with your ebook, there's just so many.
I sent you one, didn't I?
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it's great. I saw it. I went through the
Be
whole thing.
welcome to pull anything out of it and pass it along. I don't
Thank you.
charge for it, so it's just to help other people from around the world to come over here, and you'll have a different perspective since you've built homes and lived in the province and different islands. You have a different perspective sometimes because I'm stuck in Dumaguete. I mean, Dumaguete is my home. I
And
don't
it's
get
a beautiful home.
it's a beautiful home,
You
but I
know.
like it. My home is my castle, and I like it. I haven't traveled a lot other than it's a Sikihor Island, which I recommend you go to if you got the time. Sikihor is very unusual and very nice.
We actually do have plans to go there because I think we
Good.
got a contract for our one of our businesses, for
Okay.
satellite Starlink
Oh, you're gonna do
deployments.
Starlink.
Yeah.
You're gonna do satellite. Okay. And then also I went to Bohol and I
Okay.
went to the other side of Bohol. We landed in Taglabaran, I believe is how you say it.
I
And
but I hear it's beautiful
it
there.
it on the other side of the island, it's gorgeous.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful white beaches. not a city, not dirty, very clean. Uh, and I don't remember the name right off my tip of my house. Something with an A. And I think it was Anva or something like that.
Okay.
And Anda, ANDA is where we went.
Okay.
Beautiful. And we stayed at a place that had little cottages. Highly recommend to my viewers, if you ever go to Bohol, forget Taglomer. It's dirty, it's crowded, it's a dirty city. And the one next to it, which skips my mind, but they have a beautiful beach there. But and it starts with the letter P, but I can't remember the name of it. I'm sorry at the moment. But if you rent a car, it's very cheap. You drive to the other side of the island and you go to Poseidon. The name of the place that we stayed was the Poseidon Resort. Like
Poseidon Resort.
remember like the old movie Poseidon?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's how I would remember it,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's how I remember it.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like that. It's absolutely wonderful. They have a restaurant there that serves you breakfast, lunch, dinner. They have a sorry. It's all on it's a huge piece of property right on the beach. And they have swings and seating right on the beach, and they'll serve you right on the beach.
Wow.
Have beautiful beach sands with a gorgeous view, big grass area, and they have basketball, and they have pool table, they have tennis, table tennis, and uh, covered restaurant area seating, and little cabins that you stay in. And it was cheap.
We have to check that out.
It was very cheap. It was cheaper than renting a hotel in per day in Dumaguete. That's how cheap it was.
Wow.
Under 1,000 pesos a day.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
which was 17, which is now $17. So under 1,000. Now it probably went up a little bit because that's a couple years ago,
Yeah.
at least a year and a half ago. But highly recommend that place. And then they have a little town close by. So anyway, I got off subject.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
on your channel, The Boss Upstairs, and you're helping other expats, and you have people that are following you now. You started that when?
We started the channel only like 3 months ago, maybe three and a
Okay,
half
so
months
it's
ago.
fairly new
Yeah,
like
we've got
mine.
a couple thousand subscribers.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And we we offer it's a digital book, but it's not it has none of the type of information that you have in yours really.
Like, what do you have?
Ours is specifically for buying, selling property in the Philippines as a foreigner.
Okay,
So
that's
we,
good. Like I said, you have different perspective, different knowledge.
yeah, and I would love to. I'll send that to you. Maybe you can plug it into your book
Yeah,
also, and
if you
then.
give me a link. Now, is it something that they have to, send you something like an email to
N-
req
Well, no, actually, they can just go. There's two ways they can get. Just go on to the YouTube channel,
Uh-huh,
and the link is right on the channel page on the home.
and they can get it.
Click it, they'll get it. They can go to. That's the quickest way to get it. Honestly, it's absolutely free. It's
Okay.
got all the URLs to all the government sites. It's got all the template forms, offers to purchase, contracts to sell. It's got all the BIR forms. It's got all the
How about
legal.
SRRV? Do you have some of that information?
I
Or,
don't yet, but I'm putting that together.
that's something I haven't got into, and I suggest strongly. I don't really want to at this point.
Yes,
I have enough on my table.
I know.
But if you did that, I would definitely have people come over to you for information on 13A, SRRV, Balak
Yes, we're
passports,
we're about 2 weeks away
visas.
from putting the final. Yeah, the
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to come here and come and go, and some things are cheaper. I mean, like if you're military, you get some things cheaper than if you're not military. It costs you a little bit more. But there's a lot of there's multiple types of visas that you can get here, and I don't even know them all. That's just three. I mean, there's about 10.
Yeah,
Uh,
and they have new ones now to really, right. You've seen that, they cater to.
so we
Yeah.
need somebody to do that. I'm voting you for it.
Well, and I will, and I'll send you, and so you can plug it into your
Yeah, I'll
book as
add your
well.
link to
Okay.
my ebook and say, hey, this is from James and good
And
information.
just like everything's free, nothing, it's all free. We're not here to, we just
No,
want to
I
help people.
in my ebook I have stuff from Paul, old dog. I have stuff from Gio
Mm-hmm.
in the Philippines because he made a couple good videos about what to bring, what not to bring.
Yeah.
And I have some government sites in there, how to get your transfer ticket, your throwaway ticket, whatever you want to
Road
call it.
ticket, yeah.
Yeah, and stuff like that. What sites are cheaper, and so it's just helping others to get over here, and it's nice to help others.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
That's
that.
what we're
That's
here
good.
for.
I'm glad. So I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm going to have you come back, say in 6 months, 8 months. We'll see how you're doing and how I'm doing. And I wish you the best.
Thank you.
And you and your wife, and enjoy rice farming. I can't imagine.
I'm going to send you the photo op.
I want some photos with you with the straw hat,
You got it.
so I can
With the
attach
boots
it.
and I put the rain boots on and tromp through the everything.
And you said it was in Bago?
Bago, yeah,
What's the weather like in Bago?
beautiful. Always a breeze, always cool. Not like the province that we were from. Yeah, it's just the weather.
Humidity?
Beautiful. No, no.
See, that's the problem I have with here, humidity.
Yeah, I
It
suffer with that.
it rains and then the sun comes out and, oh my goodness,
It
it's
was
so
like that
humid.
for me in the province. I had 4 air cons constantly on, and that's why we had to get solar. I was going crazy with the power bill, right?
I have 5 air conditioners
Oh
in
my
this
gosh.
house. Now, we don't run them all, but
Right.
if you go into a room and you spend any length of time, you need to put it on for a little
You
bit
do.
just to take the edge off.
And we know that's not cheap. So a large portion of our
Electricity is
pension goes to, right?
electricity is one of the more expensive
Yeah.
costs. I've had electricity bills that will cover, they run 10, 15,000 sometimes, pesos, and you can rent as a single guy, you can rent an apartment for a studio or a one bedroom for 10, 15,000. So my electric bills are similar to an apartment.
Yeah.
That's getting expensive. If you're running air conditioner day and night, it gets pretty
But
expensive.
as you said before, you know what? The trade-off, it's
Yeah,
all
thank you.
beautiful and worth it.
We're not going back.
We're not going back. We're not going back.
Wish you guys would come here and enjoy it. Get my ebook. Look at the description. I'm going to have a link for James. Um, please subscribe to him as well. And I appreciate you coming in. And I wish you the best while you're here in Dumagetti. Check out Sigior. You'll love it. Take care.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Goodbye.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
No, I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.